The small umbrella in the quiet town of Brookfield, Indiana. The rain had a way of showing up without warning. That day, a gray sky pressed low over the streets, and a steady drizzle turned sidewalks into streams. People rushed by with jackets pulled tight and umbrellas tilted against the wind. Among them was a girl named Hannah Parker, a 16-year-old sophomore at Brookfield High. She had missed the school bus that morning and was now trudging home after a long, exhausting day of tests and group projects. Her sneakers were soaked, her hoodie clung to her skin, and the rain plastered her brown hair against her cheeks. Hannah didn't have an umbrella. She never thought to carry one as she crossed Main Street. She stopped beneath a storefront awning, hugging her backpack close. Her phone had died hours ago, and her mom wouldn't be off work until late. The idea of walking another 2 miles in the pouring rain made her throat tighten. That was when a voice called softly, "Hey, you okay out here?" Hannah looked up. A man in his 40s stood near her, holding a small, faded umbrella above his head. His clothes weren't fancy, just a mechanic's jumpsuit with a name patch that read, Tom. His shoes were wet from the puddles. He smiled kindly, the kind of smile that reached his tired eyes. "I'm fine," Hannah said quickly, embarrassed. She didn't like looking vulnerable, but Tom didn't leave. Instead, he tilted the umbrella, sheltering her too. "Looks like you've got a ways to go. Take this." He held it out. Hannah blinked. "What?" "No, I can't. You'll get soaked." "I'll manage," Tom said with a shrug. "Besides, I'm almost home." "You've got farther to walk." She hesitated, then took the umbrella. It was small, barely wide enough for one person, and a little frayed at the edges. But the moment she opened it, the steady patter of rain softened above her head. Relief washed over her. "Thank you," she whispered. Tom nodded. "Sometimes a little cover makes all the difference. Get home safe, okay?" And just like that, he jogged off into the storm without looking back. The ripple Hannah carried that umbrella all the way home. She couldn't stop thinking about it. A stranger had noticed her. A stranger had cared enough to help. That night, as she sat at the kitchen table, drying off, she placed the umbrella on the chair beside her. Her little brother, Josh, pointed at it. "Where'd you get that?" "Someone gave it to me," she said softly. "A man I didn't even know." Her mother, tired from her diner shift, looked up in surprise. "That's rare these days. Hold on to it, honey. That's more than just an umbrella." Hannah didn't understand what her mom meant until later. Hey, chance to pass it on the next week. Brookfield was hit by another storm. This time, Hannah remembered to tuck the small umbrella into her backpack. After school, as she headed for home, she saw a freshman standing under a tree, hooking her books to her chest, shivering. The girl's name was Maya. Hannah recognized her from the cafeteria. She was new, quiet, and often sat alone. Hannah's heart tugged. She thought of Tom. Without hesitating, Hannah walked up and held out the umbrella. "Here, take this. You'll get soaked." Maya's eyes widened. "Are you sure?" "Yeah," Hannah said with a smile. "It helped me once. Now it's your turn." For the first time, Hannah saw Maya smile. And in that moment, something clicked inside her. Kindness wasn't meant to be kept. It was meant to be shared. The chain reaction over the next month. The umbrella traveled farther than Hannah imagined. Maya lent it to a teacher whose car broke down. That teacher later passed it on to a neighbor whose son was caught in the rain walking home from soccer practice. The neighbor gave it to an elderly woman he saw at the bus stop. Each person who received it added a small note, tucked carefully into the folds. "Stay dry. Someone cared about me, so I care about you." By December, the small umbrella had become something of a legend in Brookfield. People started calling it the umbrella of kindness. No one knew exactly where it would show up next, but each time it did, it left someone a little warmer, a little more hopeful. Full circle months later, on a windy spring evening, Hannah was leaving the library when she felt the first drops of rain. She sighed, realizing she had forgotten her jacket. But just as the drizzle began to fall harder, she spotted something leaning against the library doors. It was the small umbrella. Tucked inside was a folded note. Hannah opened it with trembling hands. This umbrella has traveled through many hands, carrying kindness with it. But it started with you. Thank you for being the first to pass it on. Her throat tightened. She held the umbrella close, tears mixing with the raindrops on her cheeks. Years later, Hannah kept that umbrella through college, through her first job, and beyond. It was worn and faded, but she never replaced it. Instead, she carried it as a reminder. One small act of kindness can change everything. When she became a teacher herself, she told her students the story of the small umbrella. Some of them rolled their eyes, but others leaned in, their faces softening with understanding. And sometimes, after class, she'd see those students holding out their own umbrellas to someone else. The kindness lived on. Moral of the story: kindness doesn't always come in grand gestures. Sometimes it comes in something as simple as a small umbrella on a rainy day. The truth is, we never know how far one act of compassion can travel or how many lives it can touch. The smallest act, offered with a big heart, can create ripples that last forever.